Hi guys, in this episode of Rate Decay, I'm gonna be starting off my reaction to Purple Kiss's recent album, memeM. I think that's how we pronounce it, based on how they pronounced the title of the title track with the same name. But if that's not how it's pronounced, well, I don't know how it's pronounced. But I am pretty excited to get into this album because I have long wanted to check out some Purple Kiss B-sides because they have been a group that I've been decently into ever since pre-debut with their song My Heart Skip a Beat. And the title tracks have been honestly pretty good outside of this one, which I honestly didn't really like at all, which is kind of weird because usually you would expect songs with like very hard-hitting nature to be something that I would like, but sometimes when groups that don't usually do those kind of songs decide to do those kind of songs, it just doesn't turn out good because it's too try hard. They try too hard. And I gotta say, the title track being what it is definitely has kind of made me a little bit wary of how good these B-sides are actually going to be, because I mean, it's just because I didn't like it, and I'm worried that I'm not gonna like any of these B-sides if they are influenced in any way by the title track, but you never know. So, in this first part of the reaction, because of the amount of songs that are in the album, we're gonna be splitting it in two. But in this first part of the reaction, we're gonna be reacting to the first three songs of this album, which are Oh My Gosh, Pretty Psycho, and Joah. So yeah, I guess there's only one way to find out when I'm gonna be enjoying these B-sides or not, by just getting into them. And let's start it off with the first one, Oh My Gosh, in 3, 2, 1. And by the way, depending on how I feel about these 5 songs of this album, it will decide whether I'll go back and react to their other B-sides. Honestly, it started off pretty good. It's definitely catchy. I'm trying to gauge whether this feels as a title track level of quality. Honestly, compared to the actual title track, I would have definitely preferred for this to be the title track. Even if it feels weaker compared to Ponzona and Zombie, I feel like this is still more like what Purple Kiss's title tracks usually are. Like, I can literally imagine the music video that this song is gonna be in, you know? I can literally imagine the scenes. This feels definitely like a title track song. Or at least a song with a music video. And maybe not necessarily from Purple Kiss, but this definitely feels like a song that would be a title track for another group. I hope this means that the other B-sides are also going to be pretty high quality. I gotta say, I also really like, I'm not sure whether that's the logo of Purple Kiss or whether that's just the logo for the album, but I really like it. Okay, not bad for a start, for sure. Like I said, this song definitely feels like a title track. It definitely could have been a title track. But like I said, it's not as strong as Zombie. It's not at the level of title tracks, of the quality of Purple Kisses title tracks, but it's on a general K-pop level of quality for title tracks. And yeah, I like it. It definitely could have been a little bit more catchy in the sense that it would make me want to replay it a little more, because it's definitely lacking in that department a little bit. It doesn't really feel like a song that I want to replay constantly, but it's not a bad song. It's definitely enjoyable. And if this is a sign for what the rest of the songs are gonna be like, I'm gonna be satisfied, you know? I don't really have that high standards when it comes to B-sides, because or at least I'm gonna try not to have very high standards for B-sides, because most B-sides in K-pop are just kind of filler songs. But there's definitely few groups who consistently release good B-sides, and I just really want to gauge which side on the fans Purple Kiss falls on. And so far, they're on the high quality side. I really hope the rest of the B-sides are good. Because even if all of the B-sides kind of lack in that replayability factor, I'm still going to be more than satisfied, because they're still more memorable and more interesting than your average B-side. But yeah, I think this song is ultimately a solid 9 out of 10. I think it's pretty enjoyable, and I'll probably end up listening to it. But yeah, definitely I could see how it could have been a little bit more catchier. But still, it's just the first song of the album. We still have 4 more songs to go. So without further ado, let's get into the next one. Pretty Psycho in 3, 2, 1. I'm a freaky puggy, 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 freaky. Okay, interesting direction. Okay, the B-sides are definitely high quality. Definitely I will be reacting to all of their B-sides. You can be sure of that. And also for this one, I can also imagine a music video. Man, I would have really preferred for this to be the title track. This is still different enough from their last few comebacks, so it's not gonna feel repetitive, but it also feels very much in line with what the progression from those comebacks will be. Man, they really managed to show Purple on top in every song, don't they? Yeah, I can definitely recognize some typical RBW style of singing that is very reminiscent of memeM. I'm a freaky puggy, 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 freaky. I'm pretty psycho. And don't you let up an idol. 멋대로 할래. I'm freaky psycho, psycho. Maestro, maestro. I'm a pretty psycho. I still think that this song should have been a little catchier though. Maybe I've been a little bit spoiled by my reactions to Oh My Girl just before reacting to Purple Kiss, but I feel like the catchiness is a little lacking. A little lacking. But overall, like for B-sides, this is more than enough in my opinion. Yeah, this is definitely more interesting to me than Oh My Gosh. Not majorly so, because both songs are pretty interesting, and definitely I like them more than the title track, and enjoy them more than the title track. But both of them definitely have a little bit of an issue. Like I said, it's a nitpick. I definitely agree, it's a nitpick. But both of the songs so far don't really urge me to want to listen to them again, you know? They just lack that replayability factor a little bit. I still like them, and I still definitely want to mind listening to them as I'm doing something else and just put them on the playlist. But they don't really make me want to listen to them. And at the end of the day, that's not really a big deal, but it is an issue that I have with these songs. But definitely this one is a little bit more exciting to me compared to Oh My Gosh, because I feel like it has more of that edgy rap feel. Like, I'm kind of, I guess, looking for something along the lines of what G-Idol's My Back B-side, if you have heard that song, is from this, because B-side wise, Purple Kiss does remind me a little bit of G-Idol in terms of their sound. I don't think they're necessarily that far off, you know? It's like, on a number from 1 to 10, G-Idol would be on like an 8, and Purple Kiss is on like a 4. That's how big of a difference they have between them, if that analogy makes any sense to you. But yeah, I like this. And like I said, in terms of the actual quality of these songs, it's far more than enough for a B-side. Like, this is better than like 80-90% of B-sides out there. So no matter what criticism I have for these songs, they're still far better than they should be, you know? And in terms of a rating, because I like this one a little bit more than Oh My Gosh, I am gonna give this one a 9.1 out of 10. So yeah, I guess let's continue with the reaction with the next song, Joah, in 3, 2, 1. I expected this one to be the most fast-paced outside of the title track. But it seems like this one is gonna be the calmest one.
누구보다 널 아끼고 사랑할 나에게 다른 것보다 너 하나로 채운 삶에 네가 없는데 난 근데 왜 너의 하루에 내가 없어도 괜찮을 것 같은지
It's still pretty enjoyable.
네 곁에 다른 사람이 있다는 게 어색하지가 않은지
But in this case, the fact that it doesn't urge me to replay it is definitely going to be more of an issue compared to the other two. Because the other two are fast-paced enough and energetic enough for me to enjoy them, but this one is not, so that's going to definitely be holding it back more.
순간에 끌렸는데 난 아니었나봐 그저 내 바람이었나봐 네가 뒤돌아서면 우리 이제 못 보나봐 못 보낸 날 이대로 가면 후회할 것 같아 몇 번을 남이라고 생각해도 소용없다 너 정말 왜 이래 싫으면 싫단 말을 해 이제 나도 좀 지쳐 근데 왜 넌 또 난 근데 왜 너의 하루에 내가 없어도 괜찮을 것 같은지 네 곁에 다른 사람이 있다는 게 어색하지가 않은지 매일 똑같아 우리 사이에 달라지는 건 나 하나란 걸 알아도
I just realized that this sounds very much like a memeM song. Like, I can definitely see memeM doing this song. Okay. So, I think you can even see it by my reaction that I didn't really enjoy the song too much. It's like, it's not that it's not an enjoyable song, I still think that it was good, like, it sounded good, like, it wasn't necessarily bad in any way. But if you, like some of you may know, I don't really like slow songs like this. And with these songs in this album, like we've already said, there seems to be a little bit of an issue that I'm having with the songs where they feel like they don't really have the catchiness required for me to want to replay them again and again. And for this song that is already very slow, that is even bigger of a challenge for it to surpass, for me to really enjoy it. And it didn't really manage to do that. So, while I still think this is a pretty good song quality-wise, in terms of actual entertainment for me, it's easily the least, my least favorite part, the song of this album, including the title track. So yeah, there's that. If you enjoy this song, that's fine. I still think it's a good song, like they still nailed it in every way, but it's just not a particularly entertaining song for me. And there's also the fact that I expected that this song was gonna be, debatably like the most hard-hitting but not overtly so, like the title track out of this album, but it turned out to be the exact opposite. Also played a role in why I didn't enjoy it that much. But again, it's still a pretty decent song, it's just that it's not what I wanted or expected. So there's that. But in terms of a rating for this one, I am gonna give it still a pretty high score of 8.4 out of 10 personally, and 8.9 out of 10 objectively. And usually I try not to give these kind of scores anymore, because it's just dumb having to have 2 scores for every song every time. But I feel like this kind of song, there's the biggest discrepancy between what I personally feel about it and what most people feel about it, so I feel like it's required for this kind of song. But yeah, so far, this is definitely a pretty decent album, though I definitely should have probably reacted to this album before I reacted to the Oh My Girl album, because now I've just been kind of spoiled by the high quality and catchiness of the Oh My Girl album, to where any other album that is not better than that just feels worse inherently, so much worse. Even though this is still good, this is better than the NCT Dream album that I reacted to earlier today. So it's still good, like I'm still interested in more B-sides, I'm still interested in checking out the rest of their discography, so I'll definitely be doing that. But again, I want to repeat that if you guys want me to check those B-sides out sooner rather than later, definitely let me know that there is a demand for a reaction like that by commenting down in the comments, or maybe potentially going through my Patreon, where by subscribing at the specific tier that I've created for it, you get to demand me to do a reaction literally as soon as I see that you have requested it over on Patreon or on my Coffee account, because I offer the same things over there. Maybe you find that better for you. But again, you don't have to do that, just commenting down below also helps. But yeah, we still have 2 more songs to check out of this album, but that's gonna happen in the next video, and I'm really hoping that I'm gonna like those 2 songs a lot. I especially have very high expectations for Hate Me, Hurt Me, Love Me. I don't really know why, maybe it's just because of the long name, but I'm really hopeful that I'm gonna like this one. But yeah, what did you guys think about these 3 songs so far? Comment your thoughts down below and let's have a discussion about it. And also, before we end this video, I just want to give a huge shout out to my currently 3 patrons on Patreon: Omar Bridgman, Deadpool, and Shenches. Thank you guys for the support, I really appreciate it. It really means a lot to me that you have decided to support me, you have continued to support me for such a long time. Hope you continue to enjoy my content and continue to support me going forward. Thank you very much. Another thing that I also want to tell you guys before we end this video is something about me that some of you may or may not already know, that will also explain why do I look and dress the way that I do in my videos. That thing being the fact that I am trans. In particular, I am somewhere between a non-binary person and a trans woman, though I am unsure at the moment and probably won't be sure until I talk to a professional who deals with trans people. But that is where the reason why I'm telling you all this comes. I need your help. due to the fact that I live in a homophobic and transphobic Eastern European country with a family that won't really ever accept the fact that I'm trans if they ever found out, it's not really feasible or easy for me to transition here with minimal to no repercussions. So that's why I would really appreciate any kind or any amount of support that you guys can give me with this. That said, I don't want to guilt trip you or anything. I don't want you to feel like you have to help me. So if you don't want to or you don't have the means to help out, that's okay. Don't feel bad. I just want you to know that it would be greatly appreciated if you did help me get out of this situation. If you have any further questions, feel free to ask me, and thank you for hearing me out. And yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you did, please leave a like and subscribe. Also, check out the link in the description to my Twitter if you want to follow me over there, and to my Wattpad where I post my stories, because in addition to doing all these videos on my channel, I'm also a writer. And if you enjoy my stories or you simply enjoy my videos, you can head over to my Patreon or to my Ko-fi account where you can pledge your support and help keep the channel going. Help support me so I can keep writing stories you enjoy. But if you don't want to do it, that's completely fine. You can still help me out in other ways, like liking this video, subscribing to the channel, and especially sharing this video with somebody who you think might enjoy it. And I think this is pretty much it for this video, so hopefully I'm gonna see you in the second part. Bye!